So Raj and I just came back from watching Colombiana, the next Salt-esque movie starring, I think, Zoe Saldana or Zoe Saldana, somewhat. She's also one. She's also one of these people like that can play all people from all different races.
Yeah, right? She's brown, so she can.
Yeah, like you.
Exactly.
You can play. You can play Ramon. You can play Raj.
People don't know, but I'm Martian. That's what my real nationality is.
No, I actually found him when I was actually needed some help for my landscaping business.
Yes,
I found him on the
that's
side.
What I did. Yeah. No one can wield a weed whacker like I can.
His real name is Jesus. He's got tattoos on his shoulders. That's why he always wears these shirts to cover them up.
Yes.
The one video which he had sleeveless shirts you couldn't see because on the side. Yeah.
No, it was like prison tattoos and stuff.
Yeah, man.
But speaking of prison, like that was the only scene where a character like Zoe Saldana could go around. Well, maybe the Shark Tank scene also, but we can get into that later. She's small, so if she's gonna go out and then it's a killer movie, it has to be stealthy and like cool and things like that. And they did that like decently well in certain areas. But you can't have somebody who's 115 pounds, or I think we Googled
113
her.
pounds.
Yeah, 113
pounds.
Yes,
Raj did some more research on his own. Yes.
Google images,
Googled
large.
What's her breast size? Do you know?
I don't know. Probably negative A13.
Oh, come on. That's mean, man. That's mean blow.
But it's her nipples. Her nipples make up the rest of it.
That's true.
What the real truth is.
Yeah, in this movie, a lot of times, it never fails to disappoint. All the opportunities, every opportunity that she has to show her nipples, it comes out. It literally sticks out.
Crazy.
You cannot miss
the clothes, it's amazing.
Yeah. And
it's like cut glass.
Yeah. She goes like...
and then steal through the window. No, but yeah, like I was saying before, she's 113 pounds, cup size is negative A something or other. And if you can't have somebody like that fist fight someone, which happens in the movie and then it kind of is totally not believable. And since they didn't give any background on her skills, that ruined it even more. So you didn't believe that she could do something like that.
Yeah, one of the problems that we saw with this movie was there's really not a lot of character development for the main character. Other than that, we feel bad for her because something happened to her when she was a child. But other than that, it's all this stuff that she gets, and she might as well be... I find it more believable if she was like a bionic woman, because the stuff she gets to pull off, it's kind of like... Wow, like it doesn't explain how she got to this point. Yeah.
Like in past movies, we mentioned character development in terms of some sort of motion or some sort of depth of a character that's not physical. In this case, it's purely physical.
Yeah.
If you're 113 pounds, you have to have some sort of special skills
to
go around. And even in the one of the final scenes, they mentioned like, oh, she's like mist. You don't know where she's coming from.
Right.
But they don't keep that throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then you have to have some sort of background. Otherwise, you can't believe that someone's doing these type of things.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. To be honest, Zoe Saldana, like, I'd be afraid to shake her hand or hug her because I feel like I'm going to just snap her like a twig.
Or force her to throw up.
Yes. She'll magically throw up an SD card. When did she throw up? She threw up like, there's a part of the movie where...
I don't even know if that technology came out yet.
There's a part of the movie where it's like in the past, and then you see floppy disks being exchanged, and all of a sudden... Just so happens that someone has one of these micro SD cards that now we use in all of our digital cameras. Like
in 92.
It just happens. Was it 92? I thought it was like 88 or something.
I think it's a 92.
Okay, yeah.
But Tupac hadn't even been shot yet.
I'm telling you, man. That Columbia House coffee, man. All those revenues go to a lot of R&D research over there.
That's what it is.
Yeah. In the beginning, too. Did you notice that the girl, didn't she look like a Will Smith kid?
Yeah, it looked exactly like a young version of Jada
It's like what the hell? It's like all like Will Smith. I mean, he's just turning out clones of himself like everywhere around Hollywood.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
And all what were you saying?
No, they came out of nowhere. Go ahead.
Yeah, and if you are a fan of parkour, aka the internet sensation of 2004, you will not be disappointed because it makes a good comeback in this movie where in the beginning we see this little schoolgirl. Right? Again, you have no idea what training she has. She happens to just plop her way down from building to building, street to street, while she's being chased by grown-ass men who are like the Rise of Planet of the Apes, freaking doing this, like hopping over cars looking for her, never catches up with her until this part at the very end, but then she gets away anyway.
Now, like, don't get us wrong. It's not that we're, like, trying to be chauvinistic, girls can't do anything type thing. Well, women can do things. But this is like what, she must have been, like, 6 years old, 7 years old.
Yeah.
She's escaping from grown men.
Yeah.
Now, that even could be believable if it was, like, a short distance. But this was over a long period of time. And she even made it international. She made it all the way to fucking Chicago from Colombia that way.
Yeah, nobody questioned her. It's like, who were your parents? Nothing. I can give you guys a real life example. This actually happened to me several months ago, where a little kid tried to run away from me. He was running as fast as I could, and me, just jogging, caught up to him very quickly and grabbed him by the collar. I won't go into any more details, but yeah, this whole part in the beginning, it's one of those things that adds more things to the movie, which is just, you kind of say, okay, what kind of training does she have? You know, you got to kind of suspend belief. Was she like a gymnast on the Colombian like national gymnastics team? She can pull all those stunts. It just never gets explained.
Like something. Like give us some more background.
Is that Colombian cocaine, man? Yeah. I'll talk with that Tony Montana accent.
Yeah,
got going on.
She even pulled like a Tony Montana thing in the end sequence. You know, they're all like chilling over here and shit.
She
comes out of nowhere.
She comes out. Yeah. She just doesn't die. They're speaking of on the beginning part. There's another guy who comes in who plays as her uncle, who's also like Zoe Saldana, one of these people that can play people of different races. His name is Cliff Curtis. You've seen him
as an Indian guy, as like an American guy, as a guy who has like a completely American name, so you have no idea where the hell he's from.
Yeah, man. As a Chinese guy, as a Martian, as a black man, as a Russian. As a Native American, man, he's just everywhere. He's actually a Kiwi from New Zealand, but yeah, he can play a lot of people. He was actually the bad guy in Collateral against Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think he was the main bad guy in there. He was also in Sunshine. But yeah, man, he's in there.
He's like a random white guy, the head of like the defense or something like that, CIA, Die Hard 4, I think. Yeah. He's like a good guy.
Right. That doesn't surprise. Yeah,
everybody out of the building.
You're right. Yeah, he was in there with Timothy Oliphant. But in this movie, it's just it doesn't explain like who he is, other than we see him like punching someone. It doesn't go into detail like is he like an Uber assassin or just like a low life thug. It doesn't explain how Zoe Saldana gets all of her training. It just like jumps forward in time. It's just like. Okay, she's now like magically Salt, or the other counterpart to Jason Bourne from the Bourne Ultimatum, because a lot of parts in this movie actually felt like Jason Bourne.
Yeah,
Bourne
it felt
movies.
Like they were trying to do that, like a lot, you know.
Yeah, there's one scene where she wraps the guy, one towards the scene at the end, where she wraps the guy's wrist with a towel, and then instead of using ballpoint pens, she uses toothbrushes.
Yeah.
I just want to point out as a PSA. If you have any Colombian friends, do not turn your back against them, because you never know what they're going to do. As soon as you turn your back, right there, knife in the back. Because in the beginning of the movie, they're like, oh yeah, what did he say?
Yeah, he's like, oh, I love you like a son, or I love you like a father. And immediately when they part, it's like, kill that guy, you know? Yeah, and then like, the other guy is like, yeah, he's going to kill me. And then...
The other guy gets in the car. He's like, I fucking hate this guy. I would rather have him just tell me he's going to kill me and my entire family. And, I can't be front up with me. I hate this guy. I can't believe he's going to do this to me after all the years we've been friends. And, oh, by the way, we need to get home ASAP, because we only have 2 minutes, and right now it's already a minute and a half, so we need to get home.
Man, that car was filled with inept guards.
Yeah.
How are you going to have guards outside your house? You tell them, or they know that other guys are going to come to kill them, and yet the car pulls up and they come over as if they're like being friendly.
Hey man, you got $1? Hey.
You got a light? You got a light, man? Grey Poupon? Something?
Yeah.
I was like, come on, dude. And then they get taken out like bitches.
Right, yeah, they do. They're just out there chilling out like this. And when their boss just told them they're going to come to kill him and his whole family, they're just chilling out. They're not ready at all. I'm telling you, it's that whole brown skin thing. You know, you guys just aren't on the ball. You know,
it's not pretty.
What is it, color people time? You know, like 2 minutes, we got to get home. It's a minute and a half. I have to give my speech. And oh, by the way, let's start driving. Right? We get You know what they were like? They're probably like, hey, SA, like we're not getting paid enough, all right? We're getting paid the minimum wage, so we're gonna do a half-ass job. It's not worth it me being vigilant all the time.
Who are you?
Not on the service.
There's 22 murders in the last 4 years.
I'm doing this my way.
Why?
You know why.
She's going after us. She's just a girl. Take care of it.
I don't know if something or someone hurt you before.
Find her! Look everywhere!
There's a part of this film where it's kind of like it goes back to some of the previous James Bond, Austin Powers movies, where you just have to have a villain, Warren Target's in the film, who has an elaborate. He has an elaborate shark tank that's like a clear layer of glass on top. And when I saw that scene, I was like, I know right away how that guy's gonna go out. There's no doubt in my mind.
And we weren't wrong.
No, we were not disappointed. Yeah, remember Three Ninjas back in the day? I saw that movie when I was a kid. I was like, hell yes, I can kick anybody in the butt. No.
It does not work that way.
It does not work in the real world, no. But in this movie, there's also, it's more like a vanity piece for Zoe Saldana because she has a lot of scenes where she's, she's in the shower, she's taking her clothes off. Well, I'm sorry, guys. We were all robbed of a nudity scene. We didn't get any that. However, we did get plenty of nipple
We
shots.
got a lot of nipple. Yeah,
we
the
did.
nipple even through the shirt and all that stuff. But even then, like the way she dresses, it's very much heroin chic. Like 1990s
Calvin
heroin
Klein.
chic, Calvin Klein. You
Yeah.
don't know. Love me. Why this?
There's a scene in the movie where she actually throws up. She throws up. She throws up when she's a kid, when she's already thin enough, and then she tries to throw up again when she's in the police station. So right now, I'm just going to tell you guys, we're probably going to give this movie for our rating system something Bulimics.
Yeah, I think we should give it Bulimics. That does make a lot of sense in this case. Skinny bitch throwing up a lot? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and give my rating. This movie, there's certain parts of it that I can accept, but I'm just so sick of the whole Jason Bourne was alright for me. I didn't really hate it or like it anyway, but Salt was just kind of like, oh come on. It's like, come on, it doesn't work. You can't fool me. You can pull a wool over my eyes and say, yeah. And this movie, it's Zoe Saldana, who's even more thinner than Angelina Jolie. There's some parts of the movie I just don't buy it, and then it just, I don't know. Some parts of this movie just didn't seem to gel very nicely. So therefore, I'm gonna give it 1.5. I'm gonna be generous and give it 1.5 Bulimics out of 5.
I think I'm gonna give it 2, and the only reason I'm giving it 2 is because she has 2 very large nipples. No, I'm giving it 1 because of the nipple shots, and the second reason is
you are all about the nipples.
that's what it's all about. I mean, there's nothing else there. Take away her nipples, and then she's 100 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
I swear to God, that was 99% of her weight right there. No, I give it the 2 because I like the style of the movie, and I really wanted it to be good.
Yeah.
So it's they had all the structural elements, but they didn't fill it in properly.
Yeah.
So 2 is basically what I give it. Also, I really like the soundtrack. So the soundtrack was good. So that
really?
bumped up my